Before I explain why I believe Justin Muturi is making a serious political blunder, let me start by asking this simple question. What do you think? Did Justin Muturi attack Ruto's government because he is a man of integrity? Or was he just playing politics? On Sunday, Justin Muturi came out very angrily, castigating William Ruto's government over the recent waves of abductions. After that, he was invited to go record a statement, and seemingly after recording that statement, he then went ahead and leaked the statement to the press. What do you think? Is Justin Muturi playing politics, or is it just a man of integrity who cannot accept and tolerate the mess in Kenya Kwanza government? Before we answer that question, I want us to listen a bit to the statement as captured by Citizen TV. Listen to this.
The statement reads in part, I had sent the president a message via WhatsApp at 3 a.m. informing him of my son's abduction, but he hadn't seen it. I decided to present myself at State House, Nairobi the following day to ask about the matter. I informed the president about my message and he explained that his phone had crashed due to an overload of messages. He then called a technician to check his phone since it was still not functioning properly. I requested that he call Nurdin Haji directly and he did. Muturi continues to say, standing outside the pavilion, I had the president ask Nurdin Haji if he was holding my son. Nurdin confirmed that indeed he was holding my son and the president instructed him to release Leslie immediately. He responded that he would be released within an hour. After an hour, Leslie was released and informed me that he had arrived home. The president joked, why would anyone want to arrest a young person over the Gen Z demonstrations? He even mentioned that Kiunjuri's son and the sons of other officials had been involved in similar demonstrations. Before reaching out to the president, CS Muturi says that he had made several attempts to inquire about his son's whereabouts in vain. I called the Inspector General of Police, Japheth Koome, who promised to disseminate the information to other agencies. Then I called the Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Interior, Raymond Omolo, who promised to take action. I also called the head of the DCI, Mohamed Amin, but he did not answer my calls. I also called Said Kiprotich, the director of the Anti-Terrorism Police Unit, ATPU, who told me no operation had been carried out. The deputy director of the DCI, James Onyango, informed me that he was unaware of any operation that had taken place. A friend from NIS called informing me that my son was being held by their people. I called Nurdin Haji again. Despite multiple attempts, he did not answer. I called Kithure Kindiki, the Cabinet Secretary for Interior. I expressed the situation. He expressed shock. He called back saying he had spoken to Haji, who had denied holding Leslie. Professor Kindiki maintained that Haji could not be lying. This statement by Muturi to the DCI not only explains that the intelligence department was involved in the kidnapping of his son, but also lifts the lead on whether NIS might have been involved in the abduction of several youth in the country.
Yes. From Muturi's statement, Muturi is directly implicating William Ruto as the president and NIS. This is what Muturi is saying. Standing outside the pavilion, I had the president ask Nurdin Haji if he was holding my son. Nurdin confirmed that he was indeed holding my son, and the president instructed him to release Leslie immediately. Slightly over an hour later, Leslie called me to say he had been released and was at home. If you listen or you look at that statement keenly, Muturi is implicating Ruto and NIS. And he leaked out this statement to the media intentionally. I want us to put all this into perspective for Kenyans to understand exactly what this means. and why I believe Muturi is making a serious political blunder. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's proceed. Let me start by answering our first question. Did Muturi attack Ruto because he's a man of integrity, or is he playing politics? If you look at Justin Muturi's track record, starting when he was Chicago Member of Parliament from 1999 to 2007, to when he was the Speaker of the National Assembly, I highly doubt if Justin Muturi is a man of integrity. As a Speaker, we saw what he did in the National Assembly. He's not somebody you can say is a man of integrity. So him attacking William Ruto, he was clearly playing politics. It's got nothing to do with integrity. His track record betrays his intention of being seen as a man of integrity. And I doubt whether we have politicians of integrity in Kenya. If they are, then just but a few. And I doubt whether Muturi is among them. So it's clear Muturi was just playing politics, and that's why he even leaked his statement to the media. So it's clear he's playing politics. And that brings us to the main issue, why I believe is making a serious political blunder. Politics in Kenya is decided just a few months to the election. Kenyans normally do forget things very fast. If today Muturi resigns, then after maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, or 1 month, 2 months, or even 3 months, Kenyans will have forgotten about him. If he quits now, Kenyans will celebrate him. The mountain will celebrate him. But those celebrations will soon be forgotten. Kenyans normally do forget things very fast. Quitting the government almost 3 years for an election is a very big blunder. If Muturi wanted to achieve some meaningful political capital, he ought to have waited till 2027. If elections will be done in August of 2027, he ought to have maybe quit or even resigned around May of 2027. Maybe the sympathy then could have enabled him win any seat he intends to win. But now, starting all these 3 years to the election, he will lose his perks, the ones he has been enjoying in government. And he might also not sustain that sympathy till 2027. What a smart politician ought to have done, he ought to have laid out his strategies very well, because it's not about integrity. He ought to have persevered in this government till 2027. And then in 2027, he could have just found a reason of rebelling and even maybe being sacked. But rebelling 3 years to an election, that's a very big political blunder. He will end up losing the perks he has been enjoying in government, and he'll also not sustain the sympathy till 2027. I believe that's the main blunder he has committed. His timing is not right. Yes. And to add weight on that, I still remember when members of parliament passed the Finance Bill 2024. Kenyans were mad at them, and Kenyans swore to send them all home. Upon Rigathi Gachagua being impeached, some members of parliament from the mountain, who also passed the Finance Bill 2024, they joined Rigathi Gachagua's team. And the ground forgot that these same people are the ones who passed the Finance Bill 2024. Mahmoud the ground had promised to deal with them. Now they are being celebrated. That's how fast Kenyans do forget things. So Justin Muturi, his timing, in my honest opinion, has not been right. Kenyans will easily forget about him, and the sympathy will not be able to sustain till 2027. Let me stop it there. If you are watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give the video a like. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.